Hello, everybody, and happy Small Business Week. Thank you to the Oakville Chamber for having us here today. My name is Jim Helmke. I'm the Business Center Manager for the Halton Territory of BDC, Business Development Bank of Canada. I'm here with Marianne Wensler-Weeb. She's our Vice President of Financing and Consulting for GTA West. And we're here live on site with the Staples Spotlight Studio location. Excellent place.
Very cool facility. Very cool. If you haven't checked it out, come by.
Absolutely. So every Small Business Week, it's our opportunity to celebrate entrepreneurship in Canada. This year is an extra special year for us. It's our 75th anniversary as an organization and our 40th Small Business Week. Every year we undertake to take a study on a topic of interest to entrepreneurs. Last year we presented on the importance of digitization in the business environment. This year we have our report centered on the state of entrepreneurship in Canada. We're happy to say that entrepreneurship is enjoying a resurgence. It's the highest it's been in the last 2 decades, largely because of a higher level of women, young Canadians, and newcomers to Canada that are participating in entrepreneurship. We've also found through our study that many of our high-performing companies are investing in developing their management skills. It's a key piece of how they're moving their companies forward. We're also finding that there's this common discussion around branding and online presence. So Marianne, maybe, why is that important to BDC, a development bank?
So real good question. And so hi Oakville, delighted to be here. We want to talk about this, especially in small business, because entrepreneurs, business people, your personal brand and your business brand are virtually one and the same. So the image you put forth is to match in all mediums. And in today's world of instant information, it's important that you work on building that consistent brand out there.
Absolutely. The reality is that the times are changing. And the times of 2019, the way we do business in 2019 is dramatically changing the way we do business.
Absolutely.
We go to meetings, we always Google who we're meeting, right? So that we understand who we're seeing. We're looking at purchasing products or services. We're online doing a research on it to understand features and benefits before we move ahead with that.
Absolutely. So, you know what, we're bankers, we're not fun people, we love stats. So, you know what, I'm going to start with one stat right off the bat here, and here you go, folks. 95%, any idea what that represents?
I'm going to say it has to represent the number of Canadians that are online, using the internet.
Well, I'm so glad you got that right. But that is true. So, with 95%, virtually all people are online, all demographics. We laugh about the grandmothers learning to use Facebook and Instagram to stay in touch, but with 95%, all our population's online. How about another stat? Almost everyone shops online. 87% of Canadians shop online at any given point in time. So imagine we've come to a point in time where our groceries are being delivered to our front door. The minute my coffee beans run out, I've got this Amazon Prime account. I get them delivered the very same day. I'm buying books to use on my e-Kindle, live streaming. So the reality is there's so much opportunity to sell online, but even more compelling. So we've said 95%, 87%. Here's the last stat for me, 92%. So even if your business is not an e-commerce type of business and you're not selling online, the reality is your clients, your competitors, your prospective employees are researching you online. And, I think it's critical to really understand this. And I go back to the good example of buying a car. Years ago, buying a car required you to, go to a number of dealerships, shop in person, decide on the model, decide on the color and all the options. So here's an interesting stat that we'd heard. People spend 21 hours now shopping for their vehicle online. So by the time they get to the dealership, they've got a stock number, they know exactly what they want. Dealerships are changing the way they sell. They're now fulfillment centers, not dealerships selling. So despite all this compelling evidence about online presence and selling online, you know what? I'm a little concerned. Are we serving all these consumers as well as we can?
Well, actually, I have a stat too. It's
Thank you.
46% of Canadian small and medium enterprises are selling online or offering meaningful information
Okay.
for people to consume to make their purchasing decisions. Now, given the stats that you shared with us, basically saying Canadians are very comfortable on being online and
Yeah.
conducting business online, 46% would suggest there's a lot of Canadian business going elsewhere.
Absolutely.
So I have to be honest, it's a contributing factor to why we are lagging compared to our American counterparts in productivity and growth.
Right.
We know through studies that we've done at BDC that small businesses that have invested in digital technologies grow at a rate of 28 times faster than
Wow.
their counterparts that haven't done that. We have a big study on digitization in the business environment. We're not here today to talk about that,
Right.
but obviously it's important, an important consideration when we're looking at the whole topic of online, your online presence and branding.
Right.
But before you even venture down that road, the important part of that exercise is to understand what your message is.
Right.
So going online is it's a very unique opportunity to get your message out there, but it demands that you have coherence, brand coherence in what you're saying, because you're not just managing the messages that you're sending to the people who walk through your door. You're managing the overall communication with them at all times in all mediums.
That's right.
So it's critical that for that coherence that you maintain the same personal brand as your company brand so that you can control what's being said.
Absolutely.
So how do
How do
we
we
get
do
this
that?
started?
You know what? So, folks, we got 5 simple steps for you to follow, and then we're going to give you some direction where you can go from there. But the first thing is really at this point, what's your why? Understand your unique value proposition. So, define your purpose, get your story straight behind it. The narrative is so critically important at this particular point. And I'll pull in a few examples. So when Uber first came, they didn't say, we want to be another taxi company. Uber said, we want to be a disruptor of what is an old dated system. Or Lego, Lego, they brand themselves as expanding your children's mind. We don't want to be another mind-numbing toy type thing. So the reality, get your why right and understand what your core value proposition is. And then from there...
Well, the next step would be to document your story. But before you document your story, you need to start with your vision.
Right.
You need a vision that compels people to get behind you, to believe in what you're doing. It makes it easier if your personal actions along with your company's actions are aligned.
Right.
The vision helps to serve as a basis of making decisions.
Yeah.
Either your choice aligns with your vision or it doesn't. So it really helps to guide you. If you can establish that synergy between the personal and the company side of things, you're going to achieve brand coherence.
Absolutely. So 1, what's your why? 2, your vision. So number 3, important, research your customers. So really understand what it is that their needs are. So we used to say, cash is king, the customer's always right. We're not going to say that because that's not necessarily true. But the customer is royalty. All right. Understand what the customer needs, because why are they royalty? They're the ones with the dollars buying your product. What's next?
Now, that dollars is very important, but the next step is that we want to map our customer journey as well.
Right.
We need to really understand what their journey is, and we need to be able to clearly and succinctly communicate that journey to them so that you can manage their expectations. And in going through that process, understand where your potential challenges are going to be so that you can mitigate them and maximize on the fantastic client experience that you're trying to create.
Absolutely. All right, that's awesome. One last step, the 5th one, most important, tell your story, okay? Get your story straight, get it right, and then tell your story on all mediums with that brand coherence as well. You know what? That's it. It's 5 steps. It looks easy, but I'm sure people are going to wonder, where do I get more information? Can you talk to us about that?
Absolutely. You can visit bdc.ca. We've alluded to a couple of really good reports that we have available online. Plus, there is a whole wealth of information on our site to help entrepreneurs of all shapes and sizes.
Awesome. So you know what? Thanks, Oakville, and thanks for this wonderful facility. We're delighted to be here today. Happy Small Business Week.
Absolutely. Your journey starts here. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks.